Hi friends, this is Gani. In this video, I'm going to explain you how to create this type of project in Tekla Structures. Okay, in this project, we have the column and base plate connection, and column to rafter connection, and ridge connection, and purlin connections, and angle bracing connections, and lean-to portion like this. Before going to create this type of project, for more Tekla structure related videos, please go to my channel youtube.com/GaniSK. I will provide this link in the description below of this video. Please go through it and come here. Under videos, you can find out so many Tekla structure related videos. I hope these videos might be helpful to you, and at the top right corner, please click on subscribe button. If you subscribe, you will get notification or updates when I upload a new video. So please click on subscribe. Okay, let's start. Before going to create this type of project, I'm going to take a new file. So go to menu, click on new, click on create. Yes, maximize this window and deactivate this option, direct modification. And now we're going to edit these grids. So double click on grids and close it, and come here. In the X direction, we're going to take 0, 3 into 6000. In the Y direction, we're going to take 0, 4000 and give space, enter 8000 and give space, and 4000. In the Z direction, take 0, 5000 level and 8000 level. Okay, click on modify. You can see now we need to enter D value here. So enter here, give the space and enter capital D. And in the Y direction also we need to enter here the 4. So enter here 4. In the Z direction, enter +0, +5000 and give space and enter +8000. Then click on modify. Yeah, that's it. Then close it. Then click on space, right click on mouse, fit work here to entire model and close it like this. Now we're going to create views. So click on grid, right click on mouse, create views along grid lines. Then click on create and OK. And click on OK. That's it. Now go to window, select this view list and select the elevation on grid A. Click on here and close it. And click on window and select this 3D video like this. Okay, now we're going to create the columns. So go to steel and select this column and place it here. Right click on mouse, interrupt. Use the shortcut Ctrl+4 for solid view like this. Then double click on it and close it. Now we're going to change the elevations of this column. So come to the bottom here. In the top, let's take 7000 and bottom level 0. Then click on modify. Currently I'm using Indian standards, so ISMB 400 is the Indian standard beam. As per your standards, you can choose any profile and close it. And take one more column, select the column and place it here. Right click on mouse, interrupt. And take one more column at this location and right click on mouse, interrupt. And we're going to change this top level height. So double click on it and take here 4000 level. Then click on modify and close it. And take one more column at this location. Right click on mouse, interrupt. Now we're going to place the beams here. So go to elevation along grid A. So go to window and select this grid at A and close it. Select this beam and place the first point at here and pick the second point at this location. Okay, you need to activate this intersection snap symbol and then select at here. Now we have the beam and take one more beam at this location, pick the first point at here and pick the second point, zoom it and select exactly intersection point, and take one more beam from here to exactly middle of this grid, and take one more beam from here at here like this. Then right click on mouse, interrupt, go to 3D view once again like this. Now we're going to create the connections. So first of all, base plate connection, go to application components by using the shortcut Control F on your keyboard, and in the search box type 1042 number. You will get base plate 1042, this one, and select this base plate and close this window and select the column and place at pick the position at this location. Right click on mouse, interrupt. Now we have the base plate by default. We are going to edit this base plate, so use the shortcut Shift 4 for solid view for this component, then double click on this component. Now go to parts. In parts, we are going to change the thickness of this base plate. Let's consider 12 thickness, then click on modify. Now go to anchors. In the anchors, we are going to change the anchor rod size here. So click on here the profile catalog. In the profile catalog, select this option, circular halo section, and select this rod and enter here the value 16 dia. Then click on apply OK. Under nut profile, click on here, scroll it down and select this option user defined fixed. Under user defined fixed, select this option nut. Under this options, select this option nut M16 HFS and select this apply and OK, and come here under base plate width, select this anchor and change the anchor profile and choose this option S and this one also S. Then click on modify. Now we have the anchors here. Now go to bolts tab and bolt size should be 16 dia, and tolerance we're going to take 5 millimeter, and enter here the distances, edge distances from bolt to edge of this base plate. Let's consider 100 and number of bolts 3, and enter here 125 millimeter. We're going to take here the 3 anchors instead of 2, and in the width wise let's take 50 and 50, and here enter 2 and 100 here, gauge distance, then click on modify. You can see now we have 3 anchors in one side and 3 anchors in other side. Total we have the 6 anchors for this base plate like this. Then click on modify, apply, OK. Okay, we're going to apply the same component for at every columns. So go to application components once again by using the shortcut Control F on your keyboard and select this base plate 1042 and pick the column and pick the position. Do the same thing at every junction of the column like this. That's it. Right click on mouse, interrupt and close this window. Click on space, right click on mouse, redraw view. Yeah, that's it. Now we're going to use the connection at this location, column to rafter connection. So go to application components once again by using the shortcut Control F and close this, and in the search box type 144. Now we have end plate 144 connection here. So select this end plate 144 connection and pick the main part, and then pick the secondary part is a rafter. Now we have the connection at here. Right click on mouse, interrupt and close this window. Now we're going to edit this connection, so double click on it. Yeah, go to plates tab. Let's take the thickness of this plate 12 thickness and go to bolts tab and enter here the bolt size is a 16 dia and tolerance is a 2 millimeter, and take this is the middle and enter here the distances 100 is the edge distances, and enter here the value 2 and enter here on 155 40 and 42 and enter here 80 millimeter. Click on modify. Here you can see this 100 indicates the edge of the plate to first bolt distance, and this 2 indicates the number of rows here, 2 bolts, and this 115 indicates the distance between the 2 bolts, and this 100 indicates the edge distance from bolt to edge of this plate. In the width wise, similarly like that, here 40 is the edge distance from bolt to edge of this plate, and this 40 also like that, and 80 is the distance between the 2 bolts from this bolt to this bolt, like this. Okay, then click on modify, apply, OK. Now we're going to create the same connection, and before that we're going to create the stiffness at this location. So double click on this component, same component once again, and go to stiffness. Under stiffness, enter here the thickness. Let's consider 8 millimeters the thickness of the stiffness, and click on modify. Now we have the stiffness along the rafter angle, so we're going to change the angle here. So select this option and select this right stiffness option, then click on modify. Now you will get like this, then click on apply, OK. Now we're going to place the same connection at every junction. So go to application components once again and select this end plate 144 connection and select the column and rafter. That's it, like this. Now come here, set the column and base beam. Here also column and beam. Select the column and then beam. You should select the first column and then after that select the beam. Then only you will create the connection properly, like this. Okay, click on space, right click on mouse, review. Now we have the connections here. Now we're going to create the connection between rafter to rafter. So come here and enter here the value 14. Scroll it down. Here you can see we have the joining plate 14 number. Select this component and pick any one of the rafter. For example, take left rafter and then select the right rafter. Now we have the connection between 2 rafters here, and close it. Right click on mouse, interrupt. Click on space, right click on mouse, review. Now we're going to edit this connection. So double click on it. Go to the path tab and enter here the thickness of these plates. So let's take here 10 thickness and here also 10 thickness. Then click on modify. Now we have like this. Then go to bolts tab. Under bolts, select this option 16 dia and enter here the tolerance 2 millimeter and enter here 100, number of bolts 2, and enter here 115 and enter here 100, here 40 and 40, here 2, and here enter 80 millimeter. Then click on modify. Now we have the connection like this. Then click on modify, apply, OK. Click on space, right click on mouse, review. That's it. Now you can see the connection like this. Now we have the connections and placements along the elevation on grid A. Now hold the control button and select all these beams, columns and beams. Then right click on mouse, copy from this grid intersection to pick here at every grid intersection point to place the same frame, like this. Then click on escape, click on space, right click on mouse, review. You'll get like this. Okay, now we're going to place the purlins on the roof. So before that, go to the elevation view, go to window and select this elevation on grid A. Click on space, right click on mouse, review. Now we're going to place the purlin at this location along this rafter angle. So we need to set the work plane. So go to view and select this work plane and select this work plane tool option and place along the rafter like this. Now we have the work plane along this rafter X and Y plane like this. Now go to 3D once again. Now go to the steel and select this beam and pick the first point at D location and pick the second point at C location like this. Now double click on this profile. Currently we have the I profile. We need to change to C profile. So come here, go to the profile catalog, minimize it and go to the CC profile like this. Here click on here and select the CC profile. By default we have the 200 millimeter height and thickness is the 5 millimeter and folding edge folding is the 30 and width is the 100 millimeter. You can edit as you required as per the standard available in the market. Then click on apply. OK. We're going to change the color of it and then click on modify. You'll get like this. Now we're going to rotate this option to place this profile on the roof. So select this rotation option, select this front and modify it. Yeah, that's it. Then close it. Now we're going to place the same purlins in this bay and in this bay. So rotate like this and select the beam and pick the first point at this end and pick the second point at here and from here to here also. Yeah, that's it. Now hold the control button and select these 3 purlins. Now go to elevation on grid A. Now we're going to place this purlin at here. Before that we're going to take the reference points to place this purlin. So go to edit and select this point and at any position pick the first point at here and pick the second point at here. Okay, now we're going to move this point. So drag and select this point, then right click on mouse, move, select the move option and pick the first point at here and place the cursor on the edge of this rafter. Don't click on it, just place the cursor. Before that activate this option, snap to nearest point, then place the cursor on the rafter edge, then enter the value 150 millimeter, then click on enter on your keyboard. Similarly like that we're going to move this point. So drag and select this point, right click on mouse, move from, pick the first point at here and place the cursor on the edge of the rafter and enter the value 150 millimeter and click on enter like this. Now we have the 2 points. In between 2 points we're going to place the two more purlins. So go to edit and select these points and take this online point, then enter here the distance number of points 2, then click on apply and OK and pick the first point at here and pick the second point at here. Now we have the 2 points with equal distance between the 2 points like this. Now we're going to place this purlins. So go to 3D view once again and hold the control button and select these 3 purlins, then go to elevation on grid A. Now right click on mouse, move from here to at this location like this. Now go to 3D once again. Now we have the purlins on roof like this. Now we're going to place the connection between rafter to purlin. For this connection, go to application and components by using the shortcut Control F and come here and type here over over. Now we have the options here. In these options we need to select this option, cold roll overlap without any number. Select it and select the rafter first and then select the purlin and press the mouse middle button to place the connection like this. Right click on mouse interrupt and close it. For editing this connection, so double click on this component. Now we have the connection components options here. Enter here the projection from the center of this rafter to 100 millimeter outside. If it's the 2 purlin case, enter here 1.5 millimeter is the center of the rafter to one side of the purlin gap. 1.5 means the total distance between the 2 purlins should be 3 millimeter. As per your design, you can change these values. Then click on modify. Now we have the projection like this. To change this angle dimensions as per the design, so click on this window. Then you need to use this option, screen controller option, to adjust this window. Select this window and select this option like this. Go to Cleat and select this option, profile catalog. Go to the Cleat profile catalog and go to angle. Select this angle. Let's consider our angle length is 175 millimeter, and width we're going to consider this leg, short leg, 50 millimeter, and thickness we're going to consider 5 millimeter as per our design. So select apply and OK, and then use this option, click on modify. Here you can see we have the long leg length is the 150 millimeter and short leg length is the 50 millimeter, and thickness of this cleat is 5 millimeter. Like that you can adjust this profile. Then click on below and go to the bolt tab. In bolt tab you can change the size of this bolt from here. Let's consider 12 millimeter, and the tolerance is the 2 millimeter, and come here from bottom of cleat to first bolt distance 50 millimeter, and 2 enter here 75, and enter here the 25 millimeter, and in the edge take 25 and 25, number of bolts 2, and enter here 50 millimeter. Then move it top and click on modify. Yeah, you will get like this. As per our design we're going to change it like this. As per your design you can change these values. Then click on modify, apply, OK. That's it. You can apply the same connection at every junction. So go to application components once again by using the shortcut Control F, and select this option called roll overlap, and select the beam, and select these two rafters. Then click on press scroll button to place this connection like this. Okay, select this beam and select the two purlins, then press scroll button. Do the same thing at every junction to get this connection like this. Now we have the connection at every purlin junction like this. You can see. Now close this window, click on space, right click on mouse to draw view. Hold the control button and select these 3 purlins. Now go to elevation on grid A. Now these points are disappear. To display once again, double click on space, go to display, select this point, tick mark on here, then click on modify, apply, OK, click on OK. Now here are the points. So go to 3D view once again and select the purlins once again. Hold the control button and select these 3 purlins. Now go to elevation on grid A. Right click on mouse, copy. From pick the first point at here and pick the second point to place the purlins where you want to place it. Press here, and you need to place the one more point at here, but there is no point. So we're going to create the one more point at this location. So click on escape and take the reference point at here, select it, right click on mouse, move from, pick the first point and place the cursor on the edge of this rafter. Don't click on it, just place the cursor and enter the value. Let's take 250 millimeter, then click on enter. Now we have the point here. So go to 3D once again, hold the control button and select this purlin and go to elevation A, right click on mouse, copy from here to click on here. Now we have the purlins on the roof like this. Okay, after that we're going to place the same purlins on other side. So go to 3D once again and change the work plane. You need to change the work plane before going to mirror these purlins. So go to view, select this work plane and select this option parallel to XYZ plane, then click on change and close it. Now rotate in the proper direction and hold the control button and select this all purlins like this. Then right click on mouse, copy spatial, mirror. Pick first point at middle of this grid, one grid, and pick the second point on other middle of the grid like this. Then click on copy. Now OK. Right click on mouse, interrupt. Now we have the purlins on both sides, here and here also. Then click on space, right click on mouse, redraw view like this. Okay. Now we're going to create the purlins on this level also. So go to elevation on grid A. Now we need to set the work plane along grid this rafter. So select this work plane tool and place on this rafter. Now our work plane along this rafter slope. So now go to 3D once again. Now we're going to create the purlins. So select this beam and pick the first point at here and pick the second point. Now we have the purlin like this. We need to change this purlin name also. Before that, we're going to change these purlin names. Rotate like this and hold the control button, select this all purlins, and then use the option shortcut Alt Enter for common property like this. Here you can see we have the selected 24 purlins. These are the purlins, so you need to enter here the name purlin. Like this, then click on modify. Your name should be like this, purlin. Then close it. Now select this beam once again and pick the first point at here and pick the second point. Double click on it. Now this name should be purlin. Then close it. Now we're going to place the 2 more purlins from here to at this location. Yeah, that's it. Now I have the 3 purlins. Now hold the control button. Before that, we're going to create the reference points at here. So go to edit and select this point at any position. Pick the first point at here and then pick the second point at here. Now I have the 2 points. Now we're going to move these points. So drag and select this point, right click on mouse, move from this point to give direction. Place the cursor on the edge of this rafter and enter the value 150 millimeter. Click on enter. You need to move same this point also, right click on mouse, move from this point to place the cursor on it and enter the value 150 millimeter. Yeah. Now we have the 2 points. In between 2 points, we're going to place the 2 more purlins. So go to points and select this option online. Here we have the value 2. Then click on apply OK and pick the first point at here and pick the second point at here. Now we have the 2 more points at here for reference. So go to 3D view once again and hold the control button and select these 3 points. Now go to elevation on grid A. Now right click on mouse, move from this point to at this location. Now we have the purlins. So go to 3D once again. Now we're going to create the connection between rafter to purlin. So go to application components once again. Select this cold road overlap and close it. Select the rafter and the purlin. Press mouse wheel button to place the connection like this. Okay. We have the values with the same values before we applied. So select this rafter and 2 purlins. Then press scroll button. Do the same procedure at every junction to place the connection. Yeah, that's it. Then hold the control button and select these 3 purlins. Then go to elevation on grid A. Then right click on mouse, copy from this point to pick at every point. We already taken this reference points. Okay, we don't have the end point again. Click on space 3D draw view. We need to take 1 more point at here. So select this point and select this at any position. Pick the point at here. Select it, right click on mouse, move from here to give direction and enter value 150. Click on enter. Now we have the point. So go to 3D once again. Hold the control button and select these 3 points. Now go to elevation on grid A. Right click on mouse, move. Don't move it, you need to copy it. So right click on mouse, copy from here to here. Yeah, that's it. Click on space 3D draw view. Now go to 3D once again. Now we have one side roof purlins like this. Now to mirror this purlins on other side, before that we are going to change this work plane to parallel to XYZ plane and close it. Rotate it in the proper direction and hold the control button and select this all purlins. Then right click on mouse, copy special mirror, pick the first point at the middle of this one grid and pick the second point on middle of other grid, then click on copy. Okay, now I have the purlins on both sides like this. That's it. Now we're going to place the purlins on sidewall. We can call it as a guts also. Okay, we're going to place the guts on sidewall at this location for sheeting support. So go to elevation view once again. Before that, we're going to place the guts here. So go to steel, select this beam and pick the first point at here and pick the second point. Now we have like this. Now we need to create two more guts. So before that, we're going to change this name here, gut, GIRT. Click on modify and close it. Select this beam and pick the first point at here and pick the second point. Yeah, that's it. Now hold the control button and select this all these purlins. Before that, we're going to create the reference points. So go to elevation on grid here. Now we're going to create the reference points here. So select this edit and select this point at any position. Pick the first point at here at 5000 level and take the one more point at the edge of this column. Then drag and select it, right click on mouse, move from here to place the cursor on the edge of this column edge, then enter the value 150 millimeter, click on enter on your keyboard. Here also select it, right click on mouse, move from here to place the cursor on edge, then enter the value 250, click on enter. Now we have the point at here and here. In between we're going to place one more point. So select this point and select the online at here, enter the value 1, then click on apply OK. Pick the first point and pick the second point at here. Now we have the one more point at this location like this. Okay. Now we're going to creating this purlins sidewall guts at here. So go to 3D once again. Hold the control button and select these three guts. Then go to elevation on grid A. Then right click on mouse, move from, pick the first point at here and pick the second point at this location. Now we have the gut and go to 3D once again. Now we're going to place the connection between column to sidewall gut. So go to application components once again. Select this option cold roll overlap and close it. Select the column and then this gut and press scroll mouse button. Do the same thing at every junction of the column to gut intersection point to create the connection. That's it. Click on space, redraw. Now we have the connection here like this. Now we're going to copy these guts in two more points. So hold the control button and select this sidewall guts. Then go to elevation on grid A. Then right click on mouse, copy from, pick the first point at here and pick the second point at every point, reference point like this. Okay. Then click on space redraw view. Right click on mouse, redraw view. Now go to 3D once again. Click on space, redraw view. Now hold the control button and select this sidewall guts. We're going to mirror this guts on other side, right click on mouse, copy special, mirror, pick the first point at here and pick the second point at middle of this other grid, then click on copy, OK. Right click on mouse, interrupt, click on space, redraw view. Like this. Now I have the sidewall guards like this. You can see these are the sidewall guards for seating support and roof also. First seating support like this. Okay. Now we're going to create the bracing, sidewall bracing and roof bracing for main building. So before that, we're going to create the filters. So go to application, go to the shortcut Control G on your keyboard and select this option and select this steel hyphen columns, then click on apply, OK, and close it. Now drag and select all the structure. Now here you can see only columns are selected, then right click on mouse, hold the shift button on your keyboard, then select this option, show only selected. Now you can see our columns are only displayed like this. Now go to elevation on grid 2 to create the sidewall bracing. So go to window, select this view list. In the view list, select this grid at 2, click on here and close it. Currently we are in elevation on grid 2 like this. Now go to edit and select this point and pick this point at here. Pick the first point at this location and pick the second point at this location and drag and select it. Go to the filter, Control G, and remove this filter. Select this option standard file, then click on apply and OK. Then only this point will be selected, otherwise it won't select. Hold the control button and select this point also, then right click on mouse. Before that we are going to move this point, so select this point, then right click on mouse, move special, linear in the z-word direction. Here you can see this coordinate z direction. We are going to enter here 500 millimeter, then click on move, OK. Now we have the point at here. Similar like that, we are going to move this point, so drag and select it, right click on mouse, move special, linear. At this time click on clear. At this time we need to move opposite z coordinate, so enter here minus 500 millimeter, then click on move, OK. Right click on mouse, interrupt, hold the control button and select these 2 points, then right click on mouse, copy from this point to this gradient section. Now we have the 4 points, reference points to place the angle. So go to steel and select this beam, pick the first point at here and pick the second point at this location and double click on it. We're going to change this profile. Instead of C, we're going to change the angle profile. You can use this above profile also. Click on here and in this list you can select this angle brace. Currently we have the 75 by 6 millimeter angle profile. You can change this profile from profile catalog also. Come here and you can change this from profile. Click on apply and OK. Currently I'm using the same profile. Then click on modify and close it. And select one more angle from this direction to this direction. Then right click on mouse, interrupt. Any one of the angles should be full length and one more is you need to split it. So go to edit and select this split option and select this angle and place it here. Now we have the 2 components, 2 members here, and this is the full length angle. Now go to 3D view once again. Now we have the angles here. We need to create the connections in between the angle to column and angle to angle also. Go to application components, go in the shortcut Control F and close it and type here number 11. Now select this option, bolted gasket 11, and pick the column main part and then pick the secondary part as an angle. Then press scroll button on your mouse. That's it. Now we have the connection like this by default. Now we need to edit this connection as per our design. So double click on it and close this window. You can close this window. Yeah. Now come here and we're going to change the angle here. So make it here 0 and 0 to create this gusset plate parallel to this angle. So click on modify. Now we're going to maintain the edge distance here. So enter here 10 millimeter. Here also 10 and here also 10 millimeter. Then click on modify. You'll get like this. Okay. Now we're going to change this thickness of this gusset plate. Go to gusset and enter here the thickness. Let's take 8 millimeter. Then click on modify like this. Now you can change this chamfer value without chamfer. Then select here and make it this one and click on modify. That's it. Okay. Now we're going to change the bolt sizes. So go to bolts 1 and enter here the 12 millimeter and tolerance 2 millimeter. Then enter here the 25 and 2, 50 and 25 edge distance. Then make it here the middle. Then click on modify like this. Okay. Do the same thing in the brace bolt 2 also. For it would be helpful for future reference. So take the 2 and make it here middle and enter here value 25 and 25, 2 and 50. Then click on modify. Apply. Okay. Now we need to create the same connection at every junction. So go to application components once again and select this brace bolt 2 and select the main part and secondary part and press the scroll middle button like this. Now we have the same value with the connections. Do the same procedure at every junction of this column to angle, and then you need to take the same connection for this connection also. Select the full length angle and then select the remaining 2 parts and press scroll middle button like this. Click on space, right click on mouse, redraw view. Now we have the connection like this here. Now we need to create the same connection at edge of the base. So hold the control button and select this all these angles. Then right click on mouse, copy. Before that we're going to hide once again these parts. So go to Control G, selection filters and select the columns. Otherwise make it like this. Now we're going to copy these options. Hold control button and select these 3 and right click on mouse, copy from here to at this location to place the bracing at here, and click on escape and right click on mouse, copy from this intersection to at this intersection and rotate it and select at here to place the at here on site like this. Now we have the sidewall angle bracing for main building like this. Here you can see. Now we're going to create the roof bracing also. So use the, now we need to place the roof bracing on rafters, columns, means beams. So go to selection filter once again by using the shortcut Control G. At this moment we're going to take steel -beam. Then click on apply. OK. Now drag this one. Now we have selected only beams. Then right click on mouse. Hold shift key on your keyboard. Then select this option, show only selected. Now we have only beams here. So select it once again and go to the elevation on grid A. Then click on here, right click on mouse, redraw view. We require only the rafters, so select these rafters, right click on mouse, hold the shift on your keyboard and then select this option, show only selected. Now we're going to place the reference points. So select the, go to view and select this option work plane and set the work plane tool along the rafter like this. Then right click on mouse, interrupt. Go to edit and select these points at any position, and pick the first point at here, and pick the second point at this location. Right click on mouse, interrupt, redraw view. We need to take the one more time. Something is wrong here. Control G. We need to select this option, filter, standard, then click on apply, OK. Select these two beams, right click on mouse, hold the shift button, and then select this option, show only selected. Take the reference points once again at here, and take one more point at here. Now we're going to move this point, select it, right click on mouse, move spatial linear, 150 the x direction, and negative y direction, -100, click on move. Now we have the point at here. Similar like that, we're going to take this point, select it, right click on mouse, move spatial linear. At this time we need to move opposite x direction, so enter here the -150, and opposite y, that's right, then click on move, OK. Now we have the 2 points, and hold the control button and select these 2 points. Now go to 3D view, here, come here. Now we have the reference points at this location, right click on mouse, copy from this point to this point, like this. Now we have the 4 points here, you can see. You need to delete this point, we don't require this point. Yeah, we have the 4 points. Now we're going to create these angles, so go to steel and select this angle, pick the first point and second point, and similar like that, pick the first point and second point. Now we have the bracings, but these 2 bracings are not parallel to each other, so delete it. You need to take in the opposite direction from this point to this point. Now here the parallel surfaces, here you can see, like this. Then click on space, right click on mouse, redraw view. You can see, now here the bracing, like this. Now we're going to create the connection between rafter to angle brace head here. So go to application components and select this bolt, and pick the rafter first, and then pick the rafter first, and then select this angle, then press scroll middle button to create this connection like this with the default value. Previously we selected, applied the values like this. Okay, we need to apply the same method at every junction, at this side also. Rotate properly and select this 2-1 and press scroll button. That's it. At this junction also, we need to split any one of this angle. So go to edit and select the split option and pick any angle and pick the position at here like this. Now we have the full length angle 1 and 2 different angles like this. Then now select this bolted gusset 11 and pick the full length angle, and then select the remaining parts and press scroll button to create the connection like this. Yeah, now we have the connection. Now we're going to copy this connection on other rafter. So hold the control button and select these 3 parts angles, then right click on mouse, copy from this intersection to this intersection to place the angle between these 2 rafters also on other way like this. Now we're going to copy these 2 roof bracing on other side of the rafter at this location. Before that, set the work plane parallel to XYZ plane. Click on change and close it, and hold the control button and select these rafters angles, brace angles. then right click on mouse, copy special mirror. You need to use the mirror option. So pick the first point at the middle of this grid and pick the second point at the middle, then click on copy. Okay, right click on mouse, interrupt, click on space, redraw view. Yeah, that's it. Now we have the roof bracing also like this. You can create the this lean-to portion also bracing similarly like that if you require in the as per design. In our design we require only the main building bracing only like this. Yeah, that's it. This is the main building with the lean-to portion like this. Okay, if you have any doubts regarding to this project, please comment below. If you like this video, please like it and share it. For more Tekla structure related videos, please go to my channel, youtube.com/GaniSK. I will provide this link in the description below of this video. Please go through it and come here. Under videos, you can find so many Tekla structure related videos. I hope that these videos might be helpful to you. And at the top right corner, please click on subscribe button. If you subscribe, you will get notification or updates when uploading new videos. So please click on subscribe. Thank you.